Hello, hello, hello. It is the Laser Guy welcoming you back to another episode of my podcast. If you're new here, I'm all about lasers, life, and the many intersections between the two. If you're a regular, well, it's great to have you back. In today's episode, we're going to take a little trip, not to a physical place, but to a time when the idea of lasers was just a spark in the mind of one of the greatest thinkers of our time. Buckle up, folks, because we are headed back to the early 20th century. Let's set the scene. The year is 1917. World War I is raging across Europe, forever changing the face of warfare. Amidst this global conflict, a brilliant mind is at work, pondering not the art of war, but the nature of light. And that mind belongs to none other than Albert Einstein. Einstein, who was already famous for his theory of relativity, published a paper titled On the Quantum Theory of Radiation. In it, he introduces the concept of stimulated emission, the process that would eventually lead to the development of lasers. But, at that time, it was just a theoretical idea, far from any practical application. Fast forward a few decades to the 1950s. The world has changed dramatically. 2 world wars have come and gone, and the Cold War is now underway. In the midst of this tense geopolitical climate, scientists are exploring the potential of Einstein's stimulated emission. In 1954, Charles Townes and his students at Columbia University built the first maser, a device that amplifies microwave radiation. The maser is a precursor to the laser, using the same basic principle of stimulated emission, but instead of light, it worked with microwaves. Townes and his brother-in-law then started thinking about how to create a similar device that works with visible light. They published a theoretical paper outlining the concept of a laser in 1958. The term laser is actually an acronym. Stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. But it's not until 1960 that the first working laser is built. A gentleman named Theodore Maiman, a physicist at Hughes Research Labs, had created a ruby laser, which produces a beam of red light. This marked a major milestone in the history of lasers, taking them from a theoretical concept to a practical reality. Since then, lasers have come a long way. They are now used in a wide range of applications, from cutting and welding to industry to home to surgery, medical, skin treatments, and other options in medicine, barcode scanning in supermarkets, and even playing music or watching videos off of your DVDs or CDs. But the journey of the laser is far from over. Scientists and engineers are continually developing new types of lasers and are finding new applications for them. So who knows what the future holds for this incredible technology? We've seen how the laser went from a theoretical concept to practical reality, but that's just the beginning. The development of the laser opened up a whole new world of possibilities, and scientists were quick to explore them. Throughout the 60s and 70s, researchers developed a variety of new lasers. There were gas lasers like the helium neon laser, which is often used in barcode scanners. There were dye lasers, which use organic dyes as the gain medium and can produce a wide range of colors. And there are semiconductor lasers, also known as laser diodes, which are used in everything from fiber optic communications to laser printers to CD and DVD players, and now to your 3D printers and your home engraving machines. But the innovation doesn't stop there. In the 80s and 90s, the scientists developed even more advanced lasers. There were excimer lasers, which produce ultraviolet light and are used in eye surgery to reshape the cornea. There are fiber lasers, which use an optical fiber as the gain medium. It's radioactive optical fiber, actually. And these are used in telecommunications and industrial machining, in medical devices, in cutting machining, it is very diverse in its usability. So the scientists are finding a wide range of frequencies in their research. And so today, lasers are an integral part of our everyday lives. They're used in everything from medicine to hair removal to cutting, welding, communicating, transmitting data over long distances, reading 2D and 3-dimensional barcodes. It's lasers are just wow, you know. You never know what's going to happen next. But perhaps the most exciting area of laser research is in the field of quantum technology. Scientists are using lasers to manipulate individual atoms and photons with the goal of developing new technologies like quantum computers and quantum communication networks. These technologies could revolutionize everything from data security to drug discovery to climate modeling. And then let's not forget the role of lasers in space exploration. Lasers are currently used in LiDAR systems to map the surface of other planets and moons. They're used in laser communication systems that transmit the data between the spacecrafts and Earth. And they're even being considered for use in propulsion systems for interstellar travel. That's something. So as you can see, the story of the laser is a story of constant innovation and discovery. It is a story that spans over a century, from Einstein's initial idea to the cutting-edge research of today. And it's a story that's far from over. With the rapid pace of technological advancement, who knows what the future of lasers hold? Well, what sparked Einstein's initial idea? It all started with his fascination with light. Einstein was intrigued by the wave-particle duality of light, a concept that was just starting to emerge in the early 20th century. He wondered if it was possible to stimulate the emission of light in a way that would amplify it. And his theoretical work laid the groundwork for the development of lasers. But the road from theory to practice was filled with challenges. One of the biggest hurdles was finding the right material to use as gain medium. And that's the part of the laser that amplifies the light in itself. Early researchers experimented with a variety of materials before settling on what materials we know work today. The first laser could only produce short pulses of light, and that was another challenge that they had to figure out. How could they produce a continuous beam? Because the short pulses would limit the application. It wasn't the development until the helium neon laser in the early 60s that continuous wave lasers even became a reality. But despite these challenges, there were also many breakthroughs, as we had spoken about before. A major milestone is the development of the laser diode, because that made it possible to produce lasers on a small scale and at a low cost. And then let's not forget about the many applications that have been discovered since then. And let's not forget all of the applications that the homebrewers and the hackers have discovered since then. A lot has changed. So how do we get from the first laser to the diverse range that we have today? Well, scientific curiosity, technological innovation, and hard work. And with ongoing research and development, the future of lasers looks bright. Another problem that arose as the lasers became more advanced is how do you control the direction of the beam? How do you focus the beam to a fine point? How do you modulate the beam to carry information? These are all questions that researchers had to answer and are still working to answer. And despite these challenges, there were also many other breakthroughs along the way. Obviously, they figured out how to keep a continuous pulse. They figured out how to amplify the light. They figured out how to make it move in a continuous stream. And they figured out different wavelengths that they can pulse through and different frequencies. And all of these things make a difference in the final application. So looking back, the journey from Einstein's initial idea to the diverse range of lasers that we have today is a testament to the power of scientific curiosity and technological innovation. It's a story of persistence in the face of challenges and breakthroughs that opened up possibilities, in the continual quest for knowledge and understanding. As we look to the future with ongoing research and development in areas like quantum technology and space exploration, it's clear that the story of lasers is still being written. Alright, so let's hit a pause button here for a minute on the laser journey. As much as I love talking about lasers, I do think that it's important to reflect every now and then. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about something a little more personal. You know, one of the things that I've learned from my journey with lasers is that it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about the challenges and the mistakes and the lessons that we learn, the growth along the way. And I think that that's true for life in general. Not just for science and tech, not just for lasers. A few years ago, I was working on a particularly challenging project. I was trying to develop a new type of system. Still trying to develop it, facing obstacle after obstacle. Every time I solve one problem, just another one pops up. Or I fix one thing only to break something else. It's frustrating. Wanted to give up many times. I've walked away from it for a long time. Instead of giving up, when I did walk away, I thought about it in a more relaxed setting, you know? More relaxed sense. Cleared my head, started to deal with my mental health. And when I came back to the project, I had a fresh perspective. I was able to see the solutions that were only problems. And eventually, I got a little further in the development. Keep an eye out for that Kickstarter coming soon. It's that Glowforge killer, baby. This experience taught me a very valuable lesson. That it's not just necessarily about pushing through, it's also about knowing when to take a break. Knowing when to take care of yourself. It's about understanding that it's okay to stop, to rest, to recharge. And it's okay to have to regroup before you tackle a problem again. Navigating the complexities of life, well, that's a challenge in and of itself. Life is messy and insanely unpredictable. It'll throw curveballs at us at any chance it gets. But through facing these adversities, we grow and evolve. It's through these experiences that we learn more about ourselves and the world around us than we did in school or anywhere else. So as we continue, whether it's in the world of lasers or in life, please remember to take care of your mental health. Embrace the challenges that come your way and the complexities of life, and value the journey as much as the destination. Alright, folks, let's get back to lasers. As much as I enjoy getting all sentimental and shit, your guys are here for the zip zap. So, we'll circle back and we're going to wrap up on our history lesson today. Remember, the lessons that we learn aren't just about lasers. They're about perseverance, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Because it went from theoretical to practice because of perseverance, innovation, and relentless pursuit. So there you have it, folks. We've traveled from the early 20th century with Einstein's initial idea, through the mid-century, the development of the first working maser to the laser, all the way to the present day with our household CO2s. We've seen how lasers have evolved from theoretical to practical tools impacting our everyday lives. But we know that the journey doesn't end here. This story of lasers is still being written with new chapters being added every day. From advances in quantum technology to the potential for laser propulsion in space exploration, the future of lasers is as bright as the beams that they produce. And along the way, we've also taken some time to reflect on the journey of life itself. We've talked about the importance of mental health and the challenges of life, the value of the journey as much as the destination. Because at the end of the day, life, like the development of lasers, is just a trip filled with challenges and breakthroughs and constant learning. We've discussed the importance of taking a step back when faced with a challenge and taking care of our mental health. We've talked about embracing the complexities of life. These are all lessons that apply to lasers, life, and relationships in general. Let's not forget about the curiosity and passion in driving innovation. So stay curious, my friends. Stay curious. I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. First, never stop learning, whether it's about lasers, life, or any other topic that interests you. There is always more to learn, and everything is learnable. Second, take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. And finally, embrace the journey. Whether you're developing something brand new or you're just navigating your life, remember, it's the journey that shapes us. How we respond is what makes us. So thank you for joining me in this journey, and I hope that you've learned something today. If you found this information as fascinating and as enlightening as I have, please share this episode with anyone who you think might also enjoy this lesson. I would also like to encourage you to please join my community on the Discourse forum, discourse.TheLaserGuy.co. It's going to be a great place to share your thoughts, ask questions, and connect with other laser enthusiasts. I have shut down my Discord in favor of building a discourse. And also, if you are able, please consider supporting my GoFundMe. GoFundMe.com/F/TheLaserGuy. Your contributions and your help will help me fight the good fight. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my podcast and YouTube channel. Your support means a lot to me, and it helps me reach more people. If you enjoyed this episode, again, please share it with your friends, your family, or anyone else who you think might be interested. And thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. And thank you for being part of my community. I wouldn't be here without you, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. So until next time, this is the Laser Guy signing off. Keep shining bright, folks, and remember, Glowforge sucks.